Hello everyone, how you're doing? Welcome back to my channel. It's another beautiful episode of Living with Eminence. You are welcome. Welcome back, guys. So before the video continues, I just want to take a moment to say thank you to each and every one of you that have been watching our videos, commenting, sharing, liking and subscribing. Thank you very much. I love you guys. And I also want to use this opportunity to ask that you guys please subscribe to my channel so we can grow this channel together. Thank you very much and God bless you. So let's dive right into our video for today. So today I do not want to say much to review the movie Ginny&Georgia. So are you excited to hear my own views of it and all of that? Yay! I don't know how many of you have seen Ginny&Georgia or how many of you have been seeing Ginny&Georgia. The first season was released I can't even remember the year. I'll check to make sure. Then the second season was released and now a third season was released June, earlier this month, June. Yeah, so I finished seeing it and I'm like, why not? I should make a review of this movie for my Living with Eminence family. So have your popcorn, sit and enjoy as I review this movie. So you could also let me know what you think. Excuse me. You could also let me know what you think in the comment section and we'll share our own views together, we'll learn together. Let's dive right into the video. So where do I start from? At the end of season 2, for those of us that have seen it, Georgia, who is Ginny's mom, was arrested for a crime, for killing, or should I say for murder allegedly, because until found guilty, the person is innocent. Have you heard they say it? Yeah, until found guilty by the court of law, that person is innocent. So she was allegedly, or she was arrested allegedly for murder. So, and for those of you that have seen the movie, or for those that have not seen the movie, Ginny&Georgia revolves around the main character is Ginny&Georgia. Georgia is a young lady who actually started giving birth quite early, and she just did a lot of things trying to take care of her 2 children that she had. That's Ginny and Austin. But along the line, it felt like most of the things she always claimed that most of the things she did were to be able, or for the sake of her children, yeah, to be able to protect them. But it felt like most of the things she did were things she wanted to do, not necessarily just because she felt that there were better ways to handle this if she was to be doing it for her children. So towards the end of season 2, she was arrested, as I said earlier, allegedly for murder, and murder of a man called Tom Fuller. And so through season 3, they were going for court cases to know if she'll be found guilty or not. So now, if you guys haven't seen it, I would want you guys to see it so you understand the story better. But I want to base my review on season 3. And in season 3, I'm going to talk briefly about season 3 and further detail my review based on 3 characters. And these 3 characters are Ginny, Marcus, and Maxine, which is Max, also known as Max in the movie. So generally the movie, it's kind of interesting, very very interesting, not even kind of. And I feel like most times movies like this, I want them to end, because by the time they keep going and renewing excuse me, by the time they keep going and renewing for each seasons, most times they get boring. But for Ginny&Georgia, I don't see it becoming boring, because I feel like there's a lot that is going to unfold. A lot is going to unfold. The movie keeps getting complicated. Let's look at the way season 3 ended. Season 3 ended with Georgia. She hasn't spoken to her dad, like her biological father, for years, I think over 20 years, and so he's in prison, and suddenly he calls her by her first name, Mary, and she's like, don't call me that. He calls her and tells her, you be careful, people are coming for you, be careful. And I think immediately after the call or so, the season 3 ended with this scene where 2 people, a male and a female, in a car drove past the house, and we're looking at Georgia's house, and the sign and everything they gave was not like, this is her place, this is where she's staying. So there's a lot to unfold, because now, why I said there's a lot to unfold, Georgia did a lot of things, committed crimes. Our hands are filled with so much, like loss of husbands, because she married, death of husbands, missing husbands and all of that. It came up along during the case. in season 3. But at the end of it, they had to prove that, oh, we're not talking about her past, we are concerned about this case that is currently on. And even the case that was currently on, she wasn't supposed to even, she was later found not guilty. She wasn't supposed to, and now this is how it happened. And that particular scene burst my bubbles. Like, I could not imagine it. I felt, in fact, at that moment, I could not move on with the movie. At that point, I felt so cold. I don't know how to explain it. So, as I've said earlier, she was accused and she has Ginny and Austin as her children. So they've been together for, like, their fathers try to be in their lives, but she's been the one taking care of them basically. So there's usually this, I think they always say, yeah, it's us against the world, and that's like a phrase or thing for them or something. So when they saw that this thing was getting out of hand, and in fact, Georgia tried running at some point, and she ended up, just running back to the police station, and that's why she was eventually arrested. And Ginny did not want her mom to go to prison because Ginny's dad is quite okay. She can maybe leave it at that, but Austin's dad was kind of an abuser or stuff like that. So they wanted to make sure that, and he wanted to take Austin out of the town where they were at the time, I think Wellsbury. So he wanted to take him to, I can't even remember now. So Ginny was just trying to make sure that, me, my mom, and my brother stays in the same place. And for some reason, she went on to convince Austin that they needed to get their mother out and all of that. And I remember earlier that the fancy doctor that their mother's husband, the mayor, had gotten for them, I told them that, we have to find a murderer, that's someone that must have done this to, like, claim that Georgia is not guilty, is innocent. We have to find a murderer, and we have to find a motive. Why should this person want to murder this person? So along the line, Ginny and Austin Ginny came up with this thing, and she met Austin, and eventually in the court, Austin is called up to testify, and Austin says, oh, it's my dad. He saw his dad killed it on food that his mother was being accused of. And even though a few people knew very well, those that really know Georgia knew very well that she did it, but he said this before the court, and his father was so heartbroken. Like, the way he dished his father, like, I felt bad because I don't know, the father thought they were already bonding and all of that. He had to lie against his father. And what was the motive? The motive was that earlier on, the woman who claims that Georgia killed her husband, and Georgia had blocked Gil, which is Austin's father, from being able to access a home or a house in Wellsbury. I don't know if you guys understand. So the motive now was that, okay, fine, he murdered the husband because she prevented him from having a house in Wellsbury. So he wanted to do something that will hurt her too. You get? So that was how the court found Georgia guilty, not guilty rather, even though she actually committed the crime, and Gil was being wanted for the crime that he knew nothing about. I felt like towards the end of that season 3 too, for those who have seen the movie, you could see that when Ginny went to the room to talk to him, he was so furious and he literally chased her out of his room. I feel like Austin is forever going to live with that trauma, knowing fully well that he knows he saw his mother do that, but for some reason he had to lie that his father did it. I feel like the trauma, and he was already getting to bond with his father, and like Ginny told Georgia, Georgia told Ginny that he may hurt her, the mother, which is Georgia, he may hurt Ginny, but he was never going to hurt Austin. So I felt really bad for Austin. I had to do that to his father, and I know that it's going to really affect him. And the whole movie, when they were going through these challenges, and or should I say, like, let me put it that way, as a family, everybody tend to focus on Ginny. Ginny needed to see therapist, this, that, blah blah blah, probably because she's a teenager. But then they were also concerned about Austin, don't get me wrong, but I felt like Austin was not really giving as much care as Ginny, knowing fully well that he was the youngest. He literally had to go through so much at a very young age. Ginny also was a young girl. The movie says she's just 16, but she's gone through so much life experiences because of the life choices that her mom made. So now that's basically all. I'm beginning to say too much already. Now, based on, like I said earlier, I was going to base my review on 3 characters. So one is Marcus. Marcus is depressed. He is depressed. Despite the attempts of his parents, despite everything they are doing to make sure that he's okay, he's fine. He ends up beginning to drink again. At this point, it looks as though he's getting addicted to it. It makes it seem as though he's probably taking water or something. Meanwhile, he has alcohol in the bottle or stuff like that. His sister his twin sister Max, realizes that something is off about this boy, something's off about my brother. She keeps trying to help him, but it was always pushing her away. But eventually she could not help it anymore. She has to tell her parents and was mad at her. Now Marcus, in the sense that I'm talking about Marcus in the sense that I totally understand how he feels. For someone that's once been depressed, I can understand. I don't think mine was as bad as Marcus's own in the movie, you get, but I can understand how he's probably feeling, because of the scene where I was like, I hate myself. I don't hate, because parents are like, we're doing everything we can. Do you hate us? And I'm like, and it's like, I do not hate you guys. I hate myself, and also I kind of totally understand him. But then I feel like it was not even making enough efforts to come out of it. It was so dull, and I feel like that's part of his character in this. Marcus that we knew in season 1 was a hot boy, the hot chick and all of that, but this season 3 was just too sad from beginning to the end. Sad. I think at the end they took him to a rehabilitation center or whatever. So hopefully in season 4 we hope he gets where we need to see a lively Marcus. We are tired of this sad, depressed Marcus. Please, thank you very much to the producers. So that's that for Marcus. Then for Ginny, I felt like Ginny went through, I said it, like Ginny went through so much in life. Ginny went through so much experiences. Like she had to even go to she had to start going for therapy. She was trying to self-harming herself because she felt that could take pain away from her, and it's a lot. It's a lot. Ginny had, should I say, mood swings or whatever. This minute she's happy, the next minute she's sad. Like, it's a lot, and I totally understand her too. She was just going through so much that, especially when she's with Marcus, most times she's quite happy. But then, based on how complicated her relationship with Marcus was or is, like, this moment they're laughing, the next minute they're like, oh. Next minute, maybe a case that's not supposed to happen and all of that. It was so complicated. Then for Maxine, I feel like in all characters, I totally feel for Maxine, because from the very beginning, Maxine has been, especially showing in season 3, they showed us how they grew up and all of that, were like a younger version of them. And Maxine has always been this hyperactive person, someone that like just, I don't know how to explain it. So for that reason, everybody feels like, oh, you're fine, you're okay, you talk, you care, and they feel like you're doing too much or something, but it's just that you genuinely care. That was how that was how Max was feeling. She literally cared about everybody. She just wanted to make sure everybody was fine. But then, because of how she showed it, it was as though people, they did not value her. It got to a point in season 3, the other friends, like she wanted, even when Ginny was going through the whole stuff about her mother being a murderer, in fact they came up with the name murderer Mayoress murderer, something like that. Max was the one that actually stood by Ginny, literally. Abby never really acted weird, but Abby is just a quiet girl doing her thing. Nora was always like, oh, she's scared to go to Ginny, she's scared to this, she's scared to that. It was Max actually kept telling them, why not? Ginny's our friend no matter what. So it felt so bad seeing how they kind of sidelined her along the line. A group that she was one of like the most, should I say, important, the man group, Max, Abby, Nora and Ginny Mangia. They literally created another group, removing her, and it was just they were keeping secrets for her and all of that. For some of us that have been betrayed so much in this thing called friendship, I feel like I felt her pain so much. Like, and the part where she had to eventually talk to Ginny about it, because she didn't know how to always let Ginny know that, you know what, I am there for you. The part where she had to eventually talk to Ginny about it, and Ginny says, oh, maybe we'll grow apart and it's okay and all of that. Like, I felt so bad for her. And the part where she had to do her the performance in school, and the song was I'm invisible, something like that. She sang up with so much emotion. You could usually feel her pain at that point. So like I keep saying, I feel like to sum it all up, season 3 was so should I say, it was so sad. Everybody was just going through so much. And for Maxine too, it got to a point, I think something happened at home, and I think, okay, wait, after she told her parents that Marcus was taking alcohol, and Marcus was like trying to take it all on her, but like, you even know how I feel, I have to be okay, I have to be good, just because everybody focuses their attention on you. Both parents want to make sure that you're okay, so most I have to be okay, even when I'm not okay. You get that kind of thing. Nobody's asking you how you're doing, everybody cares about him, and you also, you care about him. So Max was literally in so much pain, and I totally understand her too. But to sum it all up, I feel like season 3 was just so sad, so sad, so moody, so there was a lot of tears and then so I feel like season 4, I know definitely with the way it ended, season 4 is definitely going to come. The movie is definitely going to be renewed for another season, and I hope with this one we find clarity. Marcus becomes fine. Maxine just finds maybe I don't know, but just hope for the best. So yeah, that is, I think that's the end of my review for the movie. How did I do? Did I do well? I don't know. So guys, thank you for watching. If you stayed to the end, thank you very much. I love you and God bless you. Do not forget to like, do not forget to comment, do not forget to share, and do not forget to, most importantly, subscribe. I'll see you in our next video. Bye.